Hey everyone, recently I went to my top surgery consultation. In February, I went to my psychiatrist and said, hey, could you put me on the wait list? As I mentioned earlier on this channel. And he said, yeah, no problem. He only wanted to send me to one dude. That's who he sends everyone to. Which I wasn't too happy with because I wanted to wait longer for the best results. All of that. But contacted me, I think beginning of March, saying, hey, your consultation went through, your appointment is May 17th, or something like that, which was cool. And then they called me just recently, I don't know, like maybe a week ago, last Wednesday, I believe, no, last Tuesday, and said, hey, so there was a few cancellations, will you be able to come in tomorrow? And I was lucky because I was working on my art portfolio, so I had already given up my shift at work, so I was free, and I went. I was in the waiting room for an hour and a half after my appointment was supposed to start, and it's like a plastic surgery clinic in this like medical mall, which I've never seen before, but it's all doctors in that one mall. So I was only talking to him for about 15 minutes actually, the surgeon. The rest was just waiting and trying to find the place. But he said there's two options, keyhole and double mastectomy, which I was surprised about because I always thought keyhole is only for like really tiny chested people, which I don't necessarily fall under. And he was kind of explained both to me, which most of it I knew, but yeah, he went through it all and drew it out, all of that. Then he did like a quick check, which I was worried about because I was like, well, I don't want people to see my body parts. But he basically is like, lift your shirt and binder. So it's like, you know, the movies where you flash people. So that's what I did. And then he like, I don't know, looked and kind of was like, okay, so we do this and this and this. And that was awkward, but it was not as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be. So that was nice. And then we went back to his little office. He had like the like doctor's office beside his like office. And he asked, it's like, so you're leaning more towards double mastectomy? I'm like, yeah, I think so. Because until then I never really considered keyhole because although the results mostly looked way better online, it was always like, oh yeah, if you used to be like an A cup, you're fine. And other than that, no. So I never thought it would be an option for me. Thing is, the thing he does with the double mastectomy is they do like all, well, like cutting everything out. And he said there might be a risk for dog ears, but usually just for more heavy-set people, which he said I should be fine. Which is cool, but he said like the correction of dog ears, you know, doesn't get covered. Well, everything else does get covered, which, okay, whatever, but kind of makes me worried if he's bringing up dog ears because that makes it seem like, I don't know, what's happened a few times. And he also said that they do skin grafts for nipples, so they cut the nerves right off, you will not have nipple feelings again, which I'm not really too happy about. It's not like, I don't know, it's not like my nipples are like the biggest deal ever, but at the same time it's kind of weird to like consciously lose feelings of body parts. It's just a part of me, it's like not feeling my fingertips anymore or something, I don't know. Because it will basically be like, you know, like moles or liver spots where it just feels like skin. And that's kind of, I don't know, like, if that's basically the only option, then I guess I'll go for it, but actually I am kind of on the edge about it just because of losing all that sensation. And I asked about it, and he said Yeah, it's because from the side, they go in from the side, and that's where the nerves are, so they kind of just cut through them. Um, and I've been watching more YouTube videos of other trans suits going through stuff, so I was uh, trying to see if others had it, but like it seems that many, although like have some nerve damage, they don't like get fully cut off. It's always just kind of a byproduct of surgery, versus this one, it seems to be like very clearly, oh, we're not gonna even try, which it seems to be the only way he wants to do it. I guess he's done it for a while, but you know, I kind of want to keep my nipple sensation. Also, he does a thing where he leaves like fat in the middle right here to contour to a more like male appearing chest, which is interesting. And he said with keyhole it will be more like feminine and female appearing. You know, I don't really care about the problematic technology as much. I mean, I kind of do, but you know, my psychiatrist gave me the trans carrier letter which said transgendered, and he's a psychiatrist for trans people. So with the double mastectomy, he also said he does drains, and it's 6 days for the drains in, and then 6 days for the nipple protectors because they do a skin graft. 2 weeks off work, and then afterwards you can lift 20 pounds maximum kind of deal, and then 6 weeks no working out, which I am very athletic, clearly, so wouldn't affect me much unless I actually drag my butt out of the house and start working out, which, I mean, I hope to, but I'm going to be realistic and say probably not. It is a day surgery, which surprised me and my partner's parents when we talked about it. Just because you think it's invasive enough that they want to keep you overnight, but nope, they just send you home that same day. So, I don't know, it's kind of cool because I feel like hospitals are there for saving lives, but in terms of recovery, you can't really recover with crappy food, and like, I don't know, uncomfortable environments, and then I'd have to deal with like the fact that I still have my legal name and it would probably show up on stuff. So actually that they're going to do the surgery and get rid of me within a few hours, that's nice. So I do want to go back to the psychiatrist and be like, hey, you have any other surgeons who do leave the nerves intact? But you know, as I mentioned in the earlier psychiatrist video, he's not the easiest to talk to and didn't seem to agree or want to consider when I first asked about like surgeons. Well, he said I don't send people to other surgeons unless there's a reason to. So maybe if I mention it's like, yo, kind of don't like that. Anyone else? I'm just worried that they're not gonna take me seriously because I don't like take the option that was given to me. And like I am super lucky to finally be here at a spot where I do have my consultation. I mean, I've waited long time, but at the same time there's many people who aren't there yet and still on the waiting list and all of that, and I was lucky that my consultation was pushed up by a month and a little bit. And it's also an 18-month waiting list, so I would prefer just to stay on that and then see if there's other people. Problem is, since the consultations are already so many months, I don't know if I can fit many in, and if they are gonna let me do that. Just some people have their consultation earlier on, which I thought fairly quick is like 2 months, but it seems like still like 4 months after referral you'll get your consultation, and then like apparently 18 months until surgery, versus others don't have their consultation for a long time but then way closer to surgery, which I actually prefer the consultation way ahead of time and then have a long list. Well, I want to go to school, I have work, it's not like I can go really short notice and be like, yeah, I'll come in next week and take 2 weeks off my life. No, I wish I could do that, but I'm not in that position. And I guess with work you could be like, well, it's a medical necessity, but first of all, I don't want to do that to the coverage, and also I feel bad because I know ahead of time a little bit, and although it's life-saving, it's not life or death in that second. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. There's only one other dude I found that went to him that has YouTube accounts, I guess, and his results seemed okay, but it was like in 2010 or 2012 or something. So it's been a long time, and he could have improved. But if I remember this correctly, this guy's nipples ended up falling off. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should even like try keyhole first and see if it doesn't turn out too well, they do double mastectomy. But that seems overkill. I don't really want 2 surgeries that are like big things. Then I'm worried about nipple resizing with keyhole, and like now that I've researched more, people are talking about like skin elasticity, and I've never even thought about my skin being elastic or not. You know, it's not something you think about, but that's a thing that could result in worse results or better results. So I don't know. Any thoughts, any experiences? Let me know, because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, because although I'm grateful, like I said, to be in this position, I'm also kind of on the fence, and I don't know if I'm overreacting, but yeah. So thank you for watching, and yeah, as always, stay awesome. Haven't subscribe, that would be cool. And yeah, so stay awesome, stay safe, bye.